Recently, the government of India has introduced a production-linked incentive scheme for the manufacturing drones and their components in the country. The drone manufacturing industry in India, can it be boosted under the PLI scheme? Does PLI make it attractive enough for the future? The startups, small and medium-scale enterprises, and bigger organizations that invest in the sector that is still at a very novice stage, and that is the future of drone, and that's the business challenges and the opportunities that offered by the sector. It is a new way of communication, a new way of transport medium. It can be how it could be a very attractive in nature, and the government production linked incentive scheme. After the introduction of the new drone policy on August 25th, the many foreign and domestic investors that have invested in the drone startup, they are seeing those hopes and future communication process, and the many companies that are setting up those manufacturing unit, the Army, Navy, Air Force that have given those orders that much more than 500 crores, that is 5 billion Indian rupees to the Indian drone companies. This is just the beginning. It's the initial investment for the 500 crore rupees to set up those drone manufacturing startups. And the drones that are a topic which is dominating the imagination of the country, especially the youth. And India is the first country in the world that is preparing the digital land record in its village with the help of drone technology. And it probably might be the first time in the history where the government has taken those proactive measures, the approach, the initiative towards the sector that is considered to be still in its nascent stage. Of course, the Civil Aviation Ministry that have estimated India's drone sector to achieve a total turnover to 120 to 150 billion, and it is estimated by 2026, and from its current turnover of about 800 million, and that is the opportunities, that shows the opportunities, the potential, and also some challenges that not just for the India but the whole world is experiencing. There's a global market in drone that is estimated to reach $28 billion by financial year 21-22. Just its eve of the next year is coming, and the Indian Bureau Standard and the research team that suggests that India will account for roughly 4.25% of this market. And even though the countries like China, Israel, and the US, these three major players of the drone technology, those initiatives, those backbone of their technological advancement, the growth in the technological and those blueprints that are drawn for the future estimation and successful project in this Civil Aviation Ministry in the drone manufacturing sector. The three major players is like China, Israel, and US that are dominating the market currently. And notable that in case of India, there is a government PLI scheme for promoting those manufacturers of the drone in the country, that offering the incentive of 1.2 billion. And the policy covers almost every critical component that required in a drone, and those invites the ecosystem to build those ecosystem that driven those manufacturing industry in the drone sector. The opportunities present that are not just for the big established organization but also for the small startup, the new startup that is entry for those industry, and that could be a game changer in India's civil aviation policy that can be utility for the industry in the future. And we can assume that this industry will be changed, revolutionized by many sectors. Many sectors will also affected by this revolutionized drone technology for the agriculture, mapping, defense, transportations, mining, logistics, delivery service, healthcare, infrastructure, surveillance, photography, emergency response, and law enforcement. The total addressable market for the potential drone technologies in India in the defense sector, that is 1 lakh crore Indian rupee. The commercial 75,000 crore. For the export, that is 47,000 crore. For the total manufacturing potential for more than 1,80,000 crore for the drones in India by 2030. The investment that is worth 5,000 crore for the manufacturing drones and the drone service market that will worth 40.7 billion US dollar by 26, and drones camera market to reach 40.7 billion US dollar by 2026, and that's the drone PLI at a glance. If you look at this PLI scheme, that total amount allocated, it is 120 crore. The tenure for the 3 years, that PLI rate constant every year. Incentive as high as 20% of the value addition. The minimum value for the addition is going to be 40% in the norms, and the developer of the drone related IT product and the IT peripheral devices and those components that also included. The opportunity beyond the PLI, that being the drone pilot training facilities, the drone jobs in artificial intelligence and machine learning, and the data scientists in those drone sector. The total manufacturing potential is tremendous, 1,80,000 crores that the drone for India in 2030, and this is not just an opportunity for the larger companies, but also for the hundreds of startups that are operating in this particular field, in this particular sector, that create those opportunities, the potential, and booming those aviation industry, and also some other important sector that are involved directly or indirectly associated with these drone technologies. And that interesting view and the size, that does not matter in the drone vertical. The industry as a whole is a very good and a nascent stage, and everyone is going through the learning phase. It is the initial beginning phase, and that is the startup phase. And the field is open for everybody to come and play and have a role to build this industry in the country. The world is also see more than 2 million Indian that made the drones flying in the aerospace by 2030 because of the initiative like the liberalized drone policy and the PLI scheme involved in this particular sector. The deployment for the drone and the mapping sector in many locations in India is a clear indicator of the trust and the confidence of the government that has in the sector. As a matter of the fact, the government itself has admitted that drones can benefit the sector, including but not limited to the agriculture, mining, infrastructure, the surveillance, the emergency response, the transportation and geospatial mapping, the defense and law enforcement. That is the other important factors and the component that will be useful for many industry booming and those startup enhancement in the country, and that will ultimately help those startups and small and medium scale enterprises for their potential benefit in this particular sector as a newcomers. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. See you in the next video.